lock my number in. If something doesn't work out with that agent, I can send you over my resume so you can kind of get familiar with me, and maybe we'll do business.
Send me your resume too, still.
Courage doesn't always roar. Sometimes courage is the quiet voice at the end of the day saying, I will try again tomorrow.
All right. Hope everyone's doing fantastic today. We are in the second week of May, and we're pushing along. Had some closings. I'm sitting on 14 listings right now, so still some stuff going on. I've got 5 of those under contract, and so we have closings that are coming. But we want to keep the momentum going through the summer months. It's so easy to get a little busy, to get tied up with closings and dealing with the agents on the other side, and just trying to make sure that these things seamlessly get to a closing table. And it's easy to get really busy with that and then let the prospecting go. And we have to be very diligent about not allowing that to happen, because if you do, you will turn around one day and go, holy cow, I've got no more closings coming. I got to jump back on the phones and get some business moving. Nobody wants that. Also, something else that I'm getting a lot of here lately is I'm getting a lot of calls from people, and they're saying, well, my conversion rate isn't looking all that great. Everybody that I call is saying that it expired because they're no longer wanting to sell it. And so there's nowhere else to go. But there's something I want you guys to think about. Our calls are not only about the house that's in front of us on the computer screen, right? That's not the only reason that we're calling. So if I call unexpired and they answer the phone, I'm like, hey, John, yeah, hey, my name's Shane. I'm a local real estate agent. How you doing today? And he goes, doing great. Awesome. Hey, I saw your property on Johnson Street expired off of the market yesterday. Wanted to call and check, see what's going on with that. Now, if they go, yeah, well, it expired, we're going to keep it off the market for a bit. Oh, I get it. It's a fantastic neighborhood. You guys just going to stay there, huh? Right? See what he says, right? Maybe he says yes. Maybe he says we're going to rent it. Maybe he says whatever. Oh, okay, great. Well, let me ask you this. Is this the only property that you own? I love that statement. Is this the only property that you own? Because you're calling about this property. So they are speaking to you about this property, and they're not thinking about the 3 other rental houses they own, or the 50-acre parcel of land that their grandmother left them in a will 2 years ago, or any number of things. They're not thinking about that other stuff. They're focused in on the reason for the call. And the reason for the call is this piece of property that you are referencing when you reach out. So when you ask that question, are there any other properties that you own? Is this your only property? Do you own other ones? And they go, well, yeah, I've got 3 rental properties. Well, how's that going? Are you having any trouble renting any of those out? Right? I'm always looking for a rental partner because I quite frequently come across people that need a rental, short term or long term, whatever, based on the situation that they're in. Maybe right now is not the right time for them to buy. So I'd love to have you in my book of potential renters that I can refer my clients out to. Would that be okay? Right? Now you're developing them, you're showing them that you're here to help them with their business, as well as trying to help yourself with your business, right? So now you're showing you're not just a one trick pony. You're not only about listing their house that just expired. You're about sending them clients that might be able to rent houses from them, or whatever the case may be, right? So now let's say their answer is, well, no, everything that I have is rented. Everything, like, those properties are good. It's like, oh, great. Well, look, I do a lot of this, what I'm doing right now, right? Reaching out to people. And so I come across people that are looking to offload rental properties, investment properties, fix and flips, whatever, right? At a great price. If I come across something off market that you wouldn't see on Zillow, Realtor.com, anything like that, that another agent isn't going to be able to search out. If I come across something great that's off market, would you like me to put that in front of you before it goes live for everybody else to see? See, what we're doing here is we are expanding our ability to help this person, right? Across several different fronts. So let's say they go, Let's say they go, yeah, I'd love to see some rental properties, right? I'm always looking to grow my portfolio and make that look better. It's like, oh, okay, great. What area do you want to be in? What kind of houses do you like? Single family, multifamily, ranchers, but like what is the perfect fit for you? Because I'll put you down in my book. I'll have all these details in there. And then as the appropriate properties come across, I'll put them in front of you. If it's a good fit, great. If not, then I'll just keep you on the book for the next one that comes across. Right. So now you're fleshing out how you can help them on buying the next property. Now, the reverse of that is this. Let's say they go, oh God, no, I'm not interested in picking up any more rental property. Rental properties are a pain in the butt. I'm about done with rental properties. Well, heck, how many do you own? Right? I own three. Awesome. Are there any of those that you would be interested in me doing up a market analysis so that you could see what it would sell for in today's market? Just, I mean, if nothing else, for informational purposes, right? It might help you make a decision in the future when the thing's not rented as to whether to offload it or, keep it. Would you be interested in, that, right? Um, if they go, well, yeah, I'd love to see a market analysis. There's one that I'm thinking of selling anyway, right? Well, now you picked up a listing, has nothing to do with the expired property, has everything to do with you just looking to see how you can help someone, exploring all the different options, right, as to how you can help them. So don't I, I say don't be negative. Don't put yourself in a box on these phone calls. When you're calling people, there's 100 different ways you can help them, right? And now there's not a lot you can do about the person that answers the phone. What? And you go, hey, my name's Shane. I'm a local real estate agent. How you doing today? And he goes, not interested. Right? Those people having a bad day, just chronically angry, whatever the case may be. Those people, you're not going to convert them. And why would you worry about converting them? You don't want to work with those people anyway, right? I don't want to work with them, right? I want to work with the people that I'm going to have fun working with. So you just move right on past that. Don't worry about hanging on to a stat. Well, yeah, that's one that didn't want to work with me, right? So let's go on to the next one. Say the next one doesn't work. We're like, say the next one's angry. All right. Well, now I'm 100% angry, people. This doesn't work. You have to get through all of the people that don't want to work with you to get to the people that want to work with you. So stop being negative, right, about what this prospecting is doing for you. You are growing your business prospecting. I don't care if you have an entire session that's bad. I don't care if you have a dozen sessions in a row that are bad. You are still progressing towards growing your business, even if you're getting the door shut in your face over and over and over and over again. You're going to come across people that are going to want to work with you. So you can do one of two things. You can sit back and not do this, right? And not grow your business and attempt to pay Zillow or, do it another way, which may be your best path. Or you can just stay on the phone and go, you know what? I'm going to find somebody that is excited to have a conversation with me today. And you can just stay on the phone with a positive outlook and a positive mindset and make these calls happen. So today I'm going to call some expireds and cancels. I have 3. Now, this is my typical call session is 2 or 3 calls a day, right? I've got 14 listings. I'm running and gunning. I got a lot going on. I cherry pick out these expireds and canceled. There's no new FSBOs right now for me to go to. So rather than sit back and go, oh, there's no FSBOs in my market, rather than do that, I'm gonna go find some expireds. If there's no new expireds, I'm going to pull a list of old expireds. I've got a list of old expireds queued up right now. Land over 200,000, right, with no maximum, and expired, canceled, or withdrawn in the last 3 years. Now the withdrawn, I did 3 years ago to last year to 12 months ago, because I can safely say on those withdrawn properties that it was a 12-month listing at most. And so if it's been more than 12 months since it was withdrawn, I'm pretty comfortable that the thing has come off the market now, right? It's no longer, they're no longer under agreement with an agent, that kind of thing. And if they are, I'll apologize and move on. But I've got a list that's anywhere from 250,000 up to 3.5 million expired, withdrawn, and canceled land listings, right? If I run out of stuff to do and I still want to make calls, I'll go call them. Just say, hey, I saw you the property expire off the market 2 years ago. Looked like a big piece of commercial land. Wanted to check in and see what happened with that. Did you guys end up selling it? You guys using it? What's the story? And again, it's not necessarily, I'm never going to paint myself into a box where all I'm worried about is this piece of property, like the horse with the guides on their face so they can't see beside them, right? They don't get distracted. I want to be distracted. I'm going to call on either, we are going to talk about either this property I'm calling on, this piece of land, this house, whatever it is that expired off the market, or we're going to talk about their rental properties, or we're going to talk about, the property that was willed to them that's just sitting there vacant, or hell, if they don't have any of that, are you thinking about becoming an investor? Are you thinking about getting into rental properties, right? Having me in your back pocket would be valuable there, because I come across the stuff off market and you never know what I might find, and it might be the perfect fit for you. So we're going to make a few of these calls. I'm going to show you guys as I'm going what I'm doing. I'm going to plug into this video call that I made 2 days ago and I recorded. It was just a one-off call. It was a great call. And I'll plug that into this video as well somewhere. All right. All right, guys. I'm here with Alex today doing a little short coaching call. And Alex had, him and I were talking about what we take with us when we go to these preview appointments for FSBOs. And one of the things that we need to take with us is a vendor list, right? So Alex has been an agent for a couple of years, but he doesn't have a very developed vendor list yet. And that happens, or our vendor list gets stagnant. People leave the business, whatever. And so what I wanted to tell you, Alex, was to go at this the right way, to create a vendor list the way that you should. So when I have a new agent that joins me here at my brokerage, joins my team here, and they're brand new to the industry, this is one of the things that I go over with them on a way to begin building their database. Because if you stop and think about it, contractors are people as well, and they've got a job because they're contractors. So chances are they can get a loan. They need to live somewhere. So why not develop them as clients and investors and somebody that you can lean on the contractor side of things. So when I have a newer agent that comes in, or an agent who needs to flesh out their contractor list, I kind of go through my contractor script, right, for reaching out. So what I do, I've got a yellow legal pad that's got all my contractors in it, right? I'm a tactile person. Maybe it's because I'm 51 this year, and I didn't grow up with a lot of technology. I mean, we had Atari when I was a teenager, I think, like Donkey Kong and Frogger and all that.
Yeah.
So
there's something about putting pen on the paper, though. I don't know. I agree with you.
Right. There's something about looking down at your notes, something about seeing how you wrote it, whether you wrote it fast, whether you wrote it angry, whether you wrote it whatever, that just brings back more context to a conversation than looking at it digitally on a screen. But I digress a little bit. So I have a list, and it's got every contractor that you could potentially ever need, or every vendor that you might ever need. So it's got my title company, right? It's got closing attorneys, it's got roofers, it's got general contractors, it's got plumbers, it's got electricians, it's got whatever. So you could literally sit down with a legal pad, and this is something that you can do growing your business, and you should do growing your business and getting really, really comfortable on the phones. And so the way it works is this: you sit down, let's say page one is painters. So you go and look online, you do a Google search for painters in my area, and you're looking for reviews, length of time in the business, that kind of thing. So you want to pick some people. There's a couple of criteria that I'm looking for. They got great reviews, They've been in the business more than 24 months. Geographically, they're close to me, right? Those kind of things. And they're not a big industrialized business. It's not like Sherwin-Williams painting. I want to talk to, Joe Smith Painting Company or Joe Smith Painting LLC or whatever. I want to talk to small business because number one, I want to support small business, right? That's just the thing that you should do anyway, because the big corporations are getting enough business. Why not, support small business? But at the same time, you also want small business to support you because you are a small business as well. So now you've sat down, you've Googled painters near me, you've got 4 or 5 of them on here, and you reach out, ring, 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 they answer the phone. You go, Jose? And they go, yeah, hey, my name's Shane. I'm a local real estate agent. How you doing today? Now he's a businessman. He knows this is potentially work coming his way. So these are very easy calls to make. You very seldom get somebody that is angry or off-putting or whatever. So he's going to say, doing great. It's like, awesome. Hey, I'm a local real estate agent right here in the area. I saw you were a painter and you had great reviews online. I'm looking for people that I can refer my clients to throughout the year. Are you open to picking up new clients?
Wow.
Every once in a while, you'll get somebody that's so busy and they're booked out 18 months and whatever. And they're like, I'm not picking up any new clients. Like, all right, great. You have a great day. We'll talk later. You move on to the next one.
Right.
Most of the time, though, what you're going to get, a smart business person, even small business, a smart business person is going to recognize repeat business. Now, I was a contractor for 20 years. So I know in the summer, I might be so busy that I can't stop to take a breath. But come November, December, January, February, I'm out here desperate for work. And to have real estate agents in your corner throwing you work all year long, huge benefit. And most people recognize that. So when you say, hey, I'm looking for someone I can refer business to throughout the year, you open to new clients, most of the time the answer you're going to get is, yeah, absolutely. It's like, awesome. I see you're a painter. Looks like you've been in business 3 years, right? What other stuff do you do? I know painters typically will do painting and light drywall and maybe light electrical and stuff. What do you like to do? I want to be sure that when I get a client that needs something, that I'm hooking them up with the person that can help them the best. So, what's your thing? And they'll tell you. It's like, okay, do you do residential and commercial? And they'll say, one, the other, whatever. It's like, okay, great. And I'm literally in my book, I'm writing the notes down on what they answer because I'm going to send them people as they come to me, right? I'm going to support their business. So then I'll say, okay, what areas do you like to service? What's the furthest you'll go from whatever, right? And you're writing that down. Now, if you're talking to a landscaper, right, then you're going to say, do you do softscapes and hardscapes, right? So do you work with bushes and trees and grass and that kind of thing? Do you also come in and do patio pavers and the hardscapes and stuff? You're going to ask questions that are pertinent to the type of contractor or whatever that you're talking to, right? So you'll get through all of those questions about their business, and I'll go, okay, now look, when I get a client, I don't want to be a middleman in this. And I know you don't want a middleman involved either, because that's just one more person you got to go through to get your money. So is it okay, as I get clients that need your services, if I give them your contact information and have them come directly to you and you guys work together? Now, the answer to that is, see, I used to be a cop. And so I like asking questions that I already know what the answer is going to be. All right. Because it just makes things really smooth. I know the answer for a contractor is going to be, yes, I do not want anybody in the middle of this. I'd rather deal with the customer directly. There's no miscommunications. There's no confusion. There's no trouble getting my money. I get to get paid. That's the mindset of the contractor. So he's going to say, yes, absolutely. You can give them this phone number and they can call me directly. It's like, great. What's a good email for you? Now, most of us follow Ricky Carruth. Ricky Carruth is big on emails, building your database, sending out a weekly market update, that kind of thing. We want to capture an email. You have to get it right now at this point in time, though, right? You've confirmed that it's okay to link them up directly with your clients, right, as you get them. They've confirmed that this is the best phone number to call them at. Okay, great. What's a good email for you as well? They're all going to give you their email. All of them are. It never
Right.
fails. So now you've captured the email. And it's like, okay, good deal. Now, look, let me ask you a couple of questions. First off, I want to say this. As I get clients, I'm going to send them to you. I'm not going to be in your business. Just make sure to take care of them well, because if I get a bunch of bad reports back that the work is shoddy or, whatever, I'm going to have to move on to other contractors to send my repeat business to, because you're a reflection on me when I do that. Fair enough? And they're going to say, yeah, absolutely, man. I do fantastic work. You're going to be super happy with me. It's like, great. Let me ask you this, though. I'm a local real estate agent. You don't need anything there, do you? I always ask it just like that, with curiosity in my voice, but I'm making a specific point here. I'm supporting your small business. Is there any way, is there anything that you need in the real estate side of things? Because I'm also a small business. I don't say all that, but that's the point I'm making, right? Most of the time, the answer is no, right? I don't need anything right now. It's like, hey, I get it. That makes perfect sense. Let me ask you this, though. I know a lot of contractors out there like to pick up fix and flips or fix and holds, that kind of thing. If I come across a great investment property that needs some work done to it, is that something you're interested in me putting in front of you? Right?
Boy.
Now
Yeah.
we're exploring them as an investor, that
Yeah.
not only are they in your contractor book, but now they're going into your investor book as well. You get the right property. Let's say they say, yeah, I occasionally pick up something, fix it up and flip it. It's like, awesome. Well, look, what do you like to see? Do you like single family, multifamily? What areas do you want to be in? You know, uh, like how bad a shape are you okay with? Like, what exactly are you looking for, like perfect world to come across? And I'll put all these things in front of you that I come across, and all these are going to be off market deals where I'm making these cold calls and stuff and talking to people, and they tell me they've got something that they're interested in selling. And they'll say, well, yeah, let's do this type of house, whatever. They'll give you all the parameters. Now I've got another legal pad sitting right beside me with my investors, and I'm writing down all the information that they tell me on the investor side now, right? It's like, okay, great. Well, look, dude, if you come across anybody in your travels, your own clients that are having you come paint their house, if they're looking for a good real estate agent, man, I would really appreciate it if you would refer me people. I'm going to refer you everybody that comes through that needs a good painter.
Mhm.
So if you can refer me some people as well that are having you come in at paint, right? And they're looking to sell the house afterwards, man, I would really appreciate that. I really appreciate the support.
Right.
They love that because I just spent 20 minutes talking to them about supporting their business,
Mhm.
right? So now I get off the phone, I call the next painter. I do 5 of each trade, and you can do 5 of everything, right? 5 attorneys, 5 title companies, 5 painters, 5 electricians, 5 plumbers, 5 landscapers, 5 roofers, 5 cabinet companies. Like you literally can go down the 5 carpet installers, 5 of everything, 5 accountants. How often do you have out of state people move in and they need an accountant? Right. And they're
Yeah.
like, hey, do you know any good accountants? I mean, we just moved here. We're going to set up our business. It's like, yeah, I got 5 of them here. Let me send them all over to you.
Mhm.
Right. 5 nail salons. You can
Yeah.
literally, and
Yeah.
like all of that. Now, look, as you're capturing these emails, now they're getting your weekly market update. Right. And so now they're looking at the homes that just came on the market in the last week, what sold in the last week, all of this stuff. So when you grow your vendor list, grow it in this fashion where now you're building a database of people that have had a great conversation with you, understand that you're supporting their business, and they're going to send you referrals and support your business as well.
Yeah. I guess
And I
that.
had you record this so that you can go back and watch it again to take notes and that kind of thing so that you can do the same thing.
Yeah. I guess calling the small businesses, looking at it from that angle. I didn't even think about it that way.
Hmm.
Um, and it's more than just the painters, the roofers, title
Right.
companies. It's literally the local small business because they do want business. And when people move into the area, yeah, they're
Yeah.
looking. of this, of that. So no, that's phenomenal.
Yeah. Have have churches queued up that you can refer people to, right?
Mm.
Because I frequently get people that come in, they're like, "Hey, where's a good Baptist church around here I can go to?" Right? Where's a good Catholic church around here I can go to? Have all of that data in your vendor book. Not necessarily that it's going to go on a vendor list for a FISBO, but when you're building out your vendor list, you may as well take that opportunity to become familiar and in the forefront of all of these contractors and vendors' minds, so that you can start reaping the benefit of, those referrals. Because especially contractors, when I was a contractor, I always had that question come at me. I'd be there putting a roof on a house and they're like, "Hey, we need a good real estate agent. Do you know one? 'Cause once you're done, we're going to sell this place."
Yeah,
Right? So why not be the one that they're thinking of when that question comes up?
right. Yeah, man. That Shane, I'm so grateful, man. Thank you so much.
Ah, for sure, brother.
This is great. Uh, I don't have any more questions at this point, unless
Okay.
you have questions for me, or if you have more you want to go over. But yeah, that's basically. I can't think of anything else.
Got it. No, you're good, man. I got a few expired calls I have to make. You want to listen in on one?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Want me to stop recording or
Ken, if you want, or you can keep it going, doesn't matter.
keep it going?
Yeah. All right, guys. So Alex is going to hang out here with me for a minute while I do a couple of expired and canceled calls. I don't have any FISBOs to go over, and he came in to kind of do a deep dive into the FISBO game plan, but expireds aren't drastically different. We're talking to somebody that wanted to sell their house. It didn't sell for whatever reason. I will say that I think expireds, as far as from the perspective of the script, is much easier, right? Whereas FISBOs, we know how that conversation is going to go because there's only three or four, maybe five or six different ways that a FISBO conversation goes. With expireds, it's a vast array of ways that the conversation can go. So there's no way to script it other than the opening line. So the opening line for me is always the same. "Hey, Mr. Johnson, yeah. Hey, my name's Shane. I'm a local real estate agent. I saw you at a property on the market over on Smith Street that expired yesterday, day before, in the last week or whatever. Whatever happened with that?" Right? That whatever happened with that is going to cause them to tell you a story. And then we just see where we can fit into that story at that point. All right. So this first one we're going to call was listed at 518,000, 2,330 square feet, 4 bedroom, 3 bath. Looks like it was on the market 51 days, and original list was 519. So they did a price reduction of 1,900 bucks, which is not much. However, interesting thing, this one was withdrawn off the market December 27th, so right before the new year hit. Was on the market for 51 days and then was withdrawn, and it has now expired off the market. So it's kind of like an old expired because they withdrew it last year. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. So here it is, built in 2020. So it's pretty much a brand new house. Nice photography. Typically, photography is one of my things that I really, harp on. But this photography isn't bad. It's certainly a professional photographer that came in and did it. Typically, the telltale signs are the windows. If you can see out of the windows and they're not blown out and white, then it's probably a professional photographer. Does look a little cartoony for me, but that's preference more than anything else. I'm a big fan of drone photos, and I don't see any yet. Let's see if towards the end of this listing, if they have some drone photos included in here. We're almost at the end. 27. So let's see. They withdrew it in December, which means they took these pictures in what? October? Would have been nice to get this while this was still green. 29. Okay, so they threw 3 drone photos in here. that one directly overhead, and one kind of from behind. So when I do drone photography, now I'm a drone photographer. I went out and got my FAA license so that I can do it commercially. I like to show how the house is positioned in the neighborhood, get some, far back shots of the home and the setting, like how country it is. You could tell from the other drone photo that this one was sitting in front of a farmer's field. Well, now this shot, if you go back a mile and show that house and how it's positioned with whatever's behind it here, it just really sets the stage much better. This is kind of capsulated. All you're really seeing, you aren't seeing the rest of the neighborhood. You aren't seeing how close it is to shopping, how close it is to waterways. There's so much that's getting missed on this drone photography, which could have been done better. All right, let me stop that. Pull this back up so that I can see the description while I'm making the call.
Hello?
Hey, Jason.
Who's this?
Hey, this is Shane Noblin. I'm a local real estate agent here in Moyock. How you doing today?
I'm good, man.
I got you. I saw your property came up. We got disconnected. Let's try that again.
Hey, you reached Nathan. Can't get to my phone. Leave your name and number. I will give you a call back. Thanks.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey, Jason, sorry about that. We got disconnected while you were mid-sentence. Give me a shout when you have a minute. Wanted to talk with you about 121 Northwest River Drive. Saw it came off the market back in December, and just want to see what was going on with that property. My number, again, is 252-722-4740. Have a great day, bud. See you. All right. So after you get off the phone, doesn't matter if they answer the phone, don't answer it, whatever. You always want to lock in their contact number. Let's see. You want to lock in their contact number. And what I do, because you never want to have an awkward moment if they call you back. And so what I do is I lock it in first name. So in this case, Jason. And then we're going to say expired. And we're going to give his street name. So if Jason calls me back tomorrow, next week, next month, when I look down, the call's coming in and I look down, I'll see Jason, expired, and then River Drive. And so when I answer the phone and say, hey, Jason, how you doing? And he'll go, good, Shane. You called me last week. It's like, yeah, I saw you had an expired property over on River Drive. Wanted to reach out and see what was going on with that. Did you guys ever sell it? You still trying to get it sold? Kind of what the deal is with it.
That way you can
just
really
go from there. There's no awkward moment of you trying to figure out what kind of call it is.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's genius.
All right. So we've got, and that was a strange one. Like it sounded like he was almost mid-sentence or just finishing a sentence when he probably hung up, but it doesn't matter.
Mm.
All right, let's see what the next one is. All right, this one was 329,000. 3-bedroom, 2-bath, almost 2,000 square feet, brick home, built back in the 60s. A lot of recent updates. It was only on the market 31 days, so who knows what the deal was with this one. Oh, bad photography. All right, let me show you guys what I'm looking at so you can see. All right. So as you can see, brick house. Now, I'm always looking for professional photography versus the agents out there taking photos. And one of the ways that you can tell this, every professional photographer out there is going to make this ridge line here perfectly level. Everything else is subject, because we know the person who built this house owned a level and made sure that this ridge was level, right? And this running downhill is a telltale sign that this is an agent out there snapping photos. First couple photos aren't terrible. The interior photos, you can tell. You see how this window is blown out? not a professional photographer. It's not a bad house, but it's just not great photography. All of the colors run together and whatnot. If you get into some of these later photos, they look really like, see how wonky it's like pigeonholed. Everything here is running downhill this way, and the stuff over here is running odd. Not even sure why they did that. Maybe to show that the floors were replaced, as well as, you know, some of the kitchen, but it's just an odd angle.
I
And
assume they
again,
stood on that counter to get that.
yeah, everything's running wonky on all of these photos. So just not great photography, but who knows? That might not have had anything to do with the fact that they only had it on 30 days or 31 days. So we're going to shoot a call and see. All right, description's back up. 1962. Gary or hopefully Gary answers the phone. Figure I need to make the calls anyway, and so why not take these opportunities when people join me on here to make the calls then.
You got your earpiece, the wired one from Amazon?
This thing, yeah. I needed some because I was having really poor when I first started doing the videos for YouTube. I was having really poor audio quality, and I'm super happy. This is a bit of an eyesore, right? It looks like a lizard on my chest and whatever, but the sound quality is great. All right, this gentleman is 71. Who knows what happened here as far as why he pulled it off the market. All right, let's try the other number I have for Gary.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available. At the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang up.
Hey, Gary, this is Shane Noblin. I'm a local real estate agent here in Elizabeth City, calling about your property on Flora Street. If you have a minute, give me a call, please. My number is 252 722 4740. Thank you much. Have a fantastic day. All right. Then we lock him in. Gary, expired, Flora Street. If he calls me back ever, I've got him locked in. So that is that's it for my expired calls today. Did that generate any questions for you, Alex?
Nope. Everything that we went over makes a ton of sense. I definitely want to discuss more, or I guess get a link to kind of securing
Okay.
for us to work one-on-one.
Yeah,
You know,
that's fine.
I'd like to do that.
Absolutely.
Thanks so much, Shane. Man, for real, I'm like super pumped to get on these FISBOs.
All right,
like,
brother. Absolutely. There's no reason not to, right? They're free leads. They're right there online. You don't have to do anything for them other than just call them
yeah,
and start developing them as, you know, prospects for your pipeline. So,
love it, love it, love it. All righty. Well, thanks, Shane.
all right, brother. Have a good one.
All right, you too. Bye.
See you, bud. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. I am going to plug in that one call that I had 2 days ago. It was a pretty good call. I'm going to plug that in right now. And that way you guys can hear me on the phone. You got more of a coaching session today than actual live calls, but I mean sometimes that's just the way it works out. Canceled off of the market yesterday, listed for 329. Let's see here, it's a 4-bedroom, 4-bath brick home, 2,500 square feet, built in 1988. It's on 3/4 of an acre, and it looks like it was on the market for 119 days. Didn't go under contract any in that amount of time. Originally listed at 329, and it canceled at 329. So no price reductions on this one. Let me pull up these photos so you guys can see what I'm looking at here. All right, so as you can see, brick house, 2-story. Not a bad place. However, these are cell phone photos. You can tell, look at, this hurts my eyes. Look at how crooked this house is. And they didn't even straighten the cell phone to take this photo. Just bad photography. And it gets worse when you get inside. Not sure why we start with, we go from the outside of the house to a bedroom, right? When you're organizing your photos on your listing, should start with the outside of the house and then transition over to an exterior photo of the front door and then transition to an interior photo of the front door, kind of like looking out to the front of the house. And then it should flow through the house the same way you would walk through the house. You want to give your potential buyers as good a sense of how the house flows as you can. You went from outside of the house to inside a bedroom. I don't think this is right off of the front door. Look, just bad cell phone photos that I don't even know what we're showing here. Looks like it was taken at night, right? You've got the window is dark. And again, here, I'm assuming this is a little linen closet inside the bathroom. How does this add to a listing at all? It doesn't, right? I swear, looking at these shadows and looking at the no ambient light from any other area, I do truly believe these photos were taken after dark. Jeez. It's no wonder. See, here's where you get into, if you think you're saving money by going with an agent that doesn't charge as much on a commission, chances are you're not. Chances are they're not charging as much on a commission because they're not doing the things necessary to get the house to sell. Now, this particular house is now sat on the market for over 100 days, did not sell, right? And this lady who is elderly and by all accounts, everything I can see, by herself in the place. It's just a shame to put somebody in this position and not do your job right. All right, well, I've got that listing back up. Let's call Ms. Duncan and see what's going on with this one. Looks like it canceled off the market. Trying to ring her up so you guys can hear it.
Welcome to Verizon Wireless. Your call can.
Okay. First number is bad. Let's see if the second number is good.
Please leave your message for N10.
So that is certainly not the right number. Let me do a little bit more research and see what else I can find on this one. Pause this for a moment, be right back. All right, so I pulled her current address, and this is something you guys can do if you're having trouble finding someone. We want to have a conversation with someone in reference to this. So I pulled her address and then went in and looked at her current address, not this one, because she's not living here currently. She's moved into a place in Pennsylvania, it looks like, based on her records. So I went back in, I pulled the owner's information for that property. Gentleman is roughly 22, 23 years younger than this owner. So I'm assuming adult son. And so we're going to call Kenneth and see if he is related in some fashion to Miss Duncan.
Hello.
Hey, Kenneth. Kenneth.
Yes.
Hey, my name's Shane Noblin. I'm a local real estate agent down here in Plymouth, North Carolina. How you doing today?
Thank you.
Good, good. I'm not sure if I've got the right number or not. I was looking for Miss Duncan in reference to this property she has down there. Is that a family member of yours or something?
Yeah, that's my mother-in-law, but we have a realtor agent already. We got one though.
Oh, I got you. Now hers came off the market yesterday. Are y'all going with a different one than the one that you already had?
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. Any time for me to send over my resume? I'd love to be considered for the position.
We don't got the realtor already.
You already got them. Gotcha. Okay. When do you expect it's going to be back in the market?
Hopefully sometime this week.
Sounds good, sir. Well, you have a fantastic week.
But if anything else come up, keep the number in here and get back to you.
I'd love to. Yeah, I was actually out of the 2,000 agents in our MLS last year, I was ranked number 10. So I have a lot of fun getting these things sold. And the only properties I sell are expired properties where the other agent was not able to find a buyer, and for sale by owner properties where they're not able to find a buyer. That's all I sell, and I'm doing it at a high level. So
let me just ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
So you saw this property on the market on your listing?
Yep. I got the photos up right now looking at it.
So what you never asked to see the property while the other realtor had it?
Well, see, I'm not a buyer's agent. I'm a listing agent. And so like right now I've got 18 listings and 10 of those are under contract because I'm out looking for buyers for my listings. You see what I'm saying? So like every one of my listings gets drone photography and professional photography. And then I'm part of a national brokerage, or actually a global brokerage with EXP. And so I do a lot of my marketing up in your neck of the woods, New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts, because we're getting a lot of people that are coming from up that way down here. And since you can sell your homes for so much more up there, you get a lot more money for your house. A lot of the buyers that are coming down here are coming down with cash. And so I'm able to find buyers that way because I'm pushing really hard. Plus, I do a lot of this where I cold call people and just kind of see how they're doing, see if there's some way I can help them. So I don't just put it on the MLS and wait for a buyer to come to me right out of the MLS. I'm actively, out here beating the bushes and trying to find my own buyers for the properties I have listed.
Okay, no problem. Okay, I appreciate the phone call and the update.
Yes, sir. You have a fantastic day. Lock my number in. If something doesn't work out with that agent, I can send you over my resume so you can kind of get familiar with me, and maybe we'll do business.
Send me your resume too still.
Yeah, absolutely. What's a good email for you?
.net. Yes,
All right,
sir.
so KC33, are you a Kansas City Chiefs fan?
No, always a New York fan.
Oh, okay. Oh, KC, your initials.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, KC33.
Yes, sir.
All right, I'll send it right over to you. I appreciate you talking to me today.
Okay, no problem. Thank you for the call.
All right, bud. Have a good one. See you. All right. So that's his mom's house, right? And great conversation. Says they've already got a real estate agent. But here's the thing. Are they truly locked into a real estate agent? Because if so, why ask for my resume? I've got as good a shot at getting that one as anybody does. So we're going to go ahead and send my resume right now. All right. So that was a fun call, right? And just the fact that he asked for that email for me to send over that resume, I'm pretty confident in that one. That could turn into something. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed that call. It was a fun one. And until next time, I'm going to shut this thing down. You guys, if you want to participate in one-on-one coaching, like Alex is getting ready to do, feel free to reach out to me on my link in the Calendly below in the description. And if you're interested in discussing joining our group here, myself and Ricky, same link, same Calendly. I'd be more than happy to have that conversation with you as well. Till next time, you guys go out and crush it, and we'll see you soon.